Portal, one of Valve's most beloved video games, spawned a sequel that's as popular, if not better, than the original. But the series stopped after 2 games. Or did it? I played through every official Portal spin-off out there, or at least the ones that still exist. And despite having to go to great lengths to play some of them, I still did it so that you don't have to. You're welcome, America. Portal Still Alive. Well, is it? Still Alive was a re-release of the first game for the Xbox 360 marketplace. However, this version came with 14 additional levels based on levels from Portal the Flash version map pack, which was a 3D map pack based on Portal the Flash version, the fan game. And if you think that was confusing, just remember, it could be worse. Nowadays, you can play it on modern Xbox consoles through backwards compatibility, or you can even play the extra levels through the Portal Companion Collection on Nintendo Switch. Or if you have neither of those, you can download a mod for the Steam version, which includes not only the 14 levels, but also challenge map variants of those levels. There's also an AI voice test level for GLaDOS, a cut ending mockup, and the original Portal the Flash version map pack. I played through the 14 levels and the AI voice test level and the cut ending mockup, but I discovered the real treat is in the map pack. This map pack is a brand new way to play Portal, and it is chock full of really cool levels and unforgettable experiences, including, but not limited to, holy shit, it's a giant robot. Ooh, what am I supposed to do here? Do I keep running? Can I kill this thing? Where am I even going? What do I do here? Unforgettable indeed. Next on the list, the Portal 2 Sixth Sense Perceptual Pack DLC. That's a mouthful. Have you ever wondered, dang, Portal 2 is such a great game. You know what would make it even better? Motion controls. No? Well, too bad, because Sixth Sense Entertainment did it anyways. They released a paid DLC pack for both the Steam version and the PlayStation 3 versions of Portal 2. Both versions allow you to use motion controllers to play certain levels designed around the controllers, as well as the entire original game if you so desire. The PS3 version used the PlayStation Move controllers, while as the Steam version used the Razer Hydra motion controllers. Wow, these look outdated. Unfortunately, due to the Razer Hydra controllers being discontinued, the Steam version of the DLC no longer exists. But that wasn't gonna stop me from trying to play it. Fortunately, there is a mod for the Steam version that adds the DLC back and lets you use any VR controllers that support Steam VR. So I play the main level pack. The primary gimmick is that you can move, rotate, and place any active portals using the motion controllers, and there are special cubes you can resize to solve the puzzles as needed. And it was fun while it lasted, but I was starting to get pretty tired of it as I neared the end. The VR controllers, while they work, they are not very optimal. For some reason, my jump and grab inputs were mapped to the same button, so I kept repetitively jumping when I was trying to grab a cube or press a button. I may have had a better time playing the PS3 version, but I didn't own the PS3 version or PlayStation Move controllers. This DLC is old, built for outdated technology, and honestly doesn't add much to the Portal experience, so I would not recommend anybody play it. Unless you're a psychopath like me. Have you ever wanted to do a bunch of cool science stuff in VR for whatever reason? Then you should check out The Lab. Yeah, that's its name, just The Lab. This game was intended as a free tech demo for the HTC Vive VR headset and how it works with Steam VR. And there's a good chunk of stuff you can do in this. You can observe a national park in Iceland from inside it. You can explore the human body in a non-weird way. You can play an old school Space Invaders-like shooter game, but instead using your hand as the spaceship. You can shoot little guys with a bow and arrow in a tower defense-like game. You can launch talking spheres at towers to cause mass destruction. You can even observe the solar system as an all-powerful god. And my first act as god will be to throw every planet into the sun. Now only the sun remains. Wait, what's happening? Oh no, what have I done? Well, let's just pretend that never happened, shall we? But regardless, this is a nice free little game you can play if you want to try your VR headset out with Steam VR for the first time. Or if, you just want to screw around. Either one is valid. Bridge Constructor Portal is exactly as the title says. It's a bridge constructor game but with portals. This game uses the Portal aesthetic as well as its various mechanics, including cubes, buttons, gels, lasers, turrets, and of course, portals. The goal of each level is to build a pathway strong enough to get a single forklift to the end safely. Now, if you're able to get an entire convoy of forklifts to the end, you get a compliment. In the base game, the portals are placed in specific areas, but there is a DLC pack called Portal Proficiency, which include levels where you get to place the portals to solve the level. Yes, you. Overall, it's a neat little spin-off game, but it doesn't really add much to the Portal experience, so I'd only recommend it if you like other puzzle games, like Bridge Constructor. Next, we have 2 tech demos for Valve hardware, Aperture HandLab and Aperture Desktop. Do not mix those 2 names up! Aperture HandLab is a special demo for the Valve Index VR headset and its special finger tracking controllers. You interact with several different sentient spheres using hand gestures, and you even get a gun pointed at you. So that's fun. It is a very short experience that you can play with any VR headset that supports Steam VR, not just a Valve Index. There's even a choice you have to make at the end that results in you redoing the entire thing to see what happens if you pick the other choice, only to find out that it kind of just leads you to the same result. So that's kind of disappointing, but oh well. Aperture Desktop, on the other hand, is a special demo for the Steam Deck, although you can play it with any controller that supports Steam. I played it twice, once with a standard controller and once on the Steam Deck. It's also fairly short, but has a really interesting story to it. You play as a desk worker at Aperture Science, whose job is testing toilets alongside a robot named Grady. However, after a fortunate mishap, the two of you, and by the two of you I mean only him, invent a weaponized toilet to propose to Cave Johnson, the CEO of the company, only to discover what really happened to him after he supposedly passed away. Both of these games add a nice bit of lore to the Portal universe and are also fairly short and easy to get through, so I would recommend them if you're interested. And finally, we have Portal with RTX. Jeez, I can't believe that's still an actual thing. Developed by NVIDIA Lightspeed Studios and offered for free for anybody who already owns Portal on Steam, Portal with RTX gives the base game an entire facelift with new textures and DLSS upscaling technology found in NVIDIA's modern RTX graphics cards. It's mainly intended for those who own RTX 40 series graphics cards, but I have the previous generation, the RTX 30 series, and it just so happens to run on that. Now that I think about it, how do I happen to have the technology to run any of these spin-off games? Is it just mass coincidence? Or was I destined to actually play these? Nah, it's probably nothing. But personally, after playing through the entire game, I'd say the upscaling doesn't really add much to improve the game experience. Considering this game was made in 2007 and has a very distinct style, it's more jarring than anything to see it being upscaled before my very eyes. It's like trying to play a VHS on a modern 4K TV. Sure, you can do it with a lot of extra setup, but it's not gonna look that great. I'd say the only thing this upgrade does right is the effects. The goop looks like it has fumes coming out from it, the room actually looks like it fills with neurotoxin the more you wait in the final boss chamber, and the fire. Holy crap! That's actual fire! Overall, it's playable, but not very necessary, especially considering my game kept crashing after the Fade to Black post-final boss, even on the lowest settings. I guess I'm not the only one out there dealing with this issue. You can at least try it if you already have an RTX graphics card and Portal on Steam, but whatever you do not buy an RTX graphics card just to play this, even if you're the biggest Portal fan in the world, but you're not, because it's me. I'm the biggest Portal fan in the world.
There can only be one.
And that is every official Portal game that's not one of the main 2 games. Now, some of them are worth playing, some of them aren't, but I played them all so that you can know about their existence. Just, don't ask me for any favors ever again.